yeah, I think it seems to be intentional.
So, yeah, it's in their story and it's a single.
Okay.
I just look at them, may not be an issue.
As big slideshow? Or do you just want to see the contact sheet?
Oh, slideshow. It's the first time through, slideshow works for me.
Okay, sure. Oh, sorry. Very good slideshow. Next one.
And what's the maximum number of pictures for the picture story?
12.
12.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, to start, I would put the first one on the end as either third or HM.
This portfolio?
Yeah, if we award it, that's the highest I would go.
Yeah,
I think it should be out,
yeah.
personally.
If we award it,
Mhm.
and I'm fine with it being out also.
Yeah, I think there's a couple of nice pictures, but I think this person just needs to keep shooting, keep working on it.
Yeah,
So I'll,
Preston, what was it that you did like?
Well, I liked the next to the last picture a lot. I think it's a nice clean reaction, nice moment. I was sort of confused about what the story was about when we saw it in sports. I guess maybe we should read the,
the final name there is the legendary season.
yeah.
I think it just doesn't really,
Soccer
doesn't
season.
really feel legendary. I think like, if you're gonna do a story on the soccer season, which I think is a totally valid thing to do, it's like, you have to really look beyond the action and beyond the things that you would see at any soccer game and find those moments like getting in, intimately with the team and, while they're, on the sidelines, while they're at practice, while they're in their dorms, whatever. And I think just like show more of like what about this season, what about these people like makes this a compelling
what a
narrative.
soccer player is.
Yeah, because I think these just look like a collection of game photos, and it doesn't give that overarching sense of a narrative.
I think the skill level between the other two and this one is so dramatic that I'm fine with it not being awarded.
Yeah, there are some nice, clean compositions there in the story edit here, but I think it's, yeah, the photographer should kind of take those positive notes and just keep working and improve on them for this year.
So that's 3 outs.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Of these two, does somebody want to?
Both of these have, a really nice story. Are they limited to one story? They have at least one story. Okay, they're not limited.
And this story counts as one of the.
At least.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So they could have put 2 stories in
Yeah.
here.
They could have.
Yeah. And I think with both of these portfolios, the singles are pretty weak,
Yeah,
frankly. I think there's a couple of nice ones in both of them, but there's also some ones that really bring it
yeah.
down.
Picture another one again, the first one.
The story here to me is the biggest strength of this portfolio. When we all really liked the story and connected with it when it was up in the featured category. And it shows like a real ability to gain trust and access and to thoughtfully compose and thoughtfully edit. I think that it makes a really stark disconnect with the singles, which don't quite reflect those same strengths.
Can I see the pictures large, starting with the first one, excuse me, up until we get to the stories?
And let's do it at a speed, if you don't mind, so we can read the captions, just to make
Oh,
sure.
okay. Did you get the first one?
Not quite.
Okay.
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 I'm actually on board with those first 2 singles, and after that, it really falls off for me.
Yeah, the first one's really nice. This one falls off for me a lot.
Mhm.
You know, the first 2, I think are good,
I like that
That's
one.
nice though,
Yeah.
yeah.
So this makes 3 pretty good singles out of it.
Mhm.
That one doesn't,
Yeah.
do much for me at all.
That sign just really pulls me out of it. I would have an easier time with it.
I don't need to see the story, I know the strength of that already.
Mhm.
1, 2, 3, can we see the second story again? And, just start from the beginning, I'm interested in seeing the singles. I think that's a decent image to have.
I don't understand this picture.
Makes me think of Tanner and his ducks.
I know.
I love my ducks, man.
Yes. This one I don't get, the kid running between, buildings.
Yeah,
This
this
just
just
seems a little cliche. I do think, though, that as much as I don't understand a couple of the pictures in the singles, I think they kind of grab me aesthetically a little bit more than some of the pictures in the other portfolio. Like the opening portrait here, and even, I can't quite get on board with the orchestra picture, but I at least like that it's colorful and graphic.
like orchestra.
It just seems like the photographer's taking a little bit more of a point of view in how they're shooting in this portfolio, even if, even if some of the pictures don't quite, I think, rise to be as excellent in the singles as they are in the story. And it just, the disconnect between the story and the singles in this portfolio seems much smaller than in the other portfolio.
I think in the first story, or the 3 pictures that I pointed out, the first one, the couple exchanging numbers, the portrait of the gentleman, and the basketball picture are solid pictures. They aren't, they're solid pictures, but I think the story, this story is better executed than the story in the other
Mm-hmm.
portfolio. I think this is a little stronger entry.
Yeah, I agree.
This would be my vote for first.
Tanner?
Can you show the other one again? I don't know, I think, I'm leaning towards this one because, I mean, we've already awarded the feature story categories. I think both of these stories received awards in that. So to me, this kind of face-off right now is about how the singles and the stories kind of connect and relate together and show consistency of the photographer. And I get a lot more sense of consistency, I think, in this portfolio than I do in the other.
Yeah, I'm just opposite on that. I think they're very, the way the photos tie in, they're very similar, but I just think the strength of that story is like so much more. And I like the news value of that protester with the police also. I just think that those supporting images in addition to the story here is just a stronger package of photos.
Yeah, I mean, I do like the story, and I feel like there's some sophisticated seeing in this story that you don't necessarily get in the other story or in the singles in either. Does that make sense? But these, I don't know, I feel like with portfolio, you really gotta have some strong singles, and I like the first single here a lot, and I like the second one, I might be the only one. But the last, I mean, the ballerina, I don't know, maybe, but those other four, to me, I can't.
I think it
Can't
falls
see
off
past.
more. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that maybe the photographer was really trying to diversify, and like, oh, let's do a portrait, let's do sort of an illustration-y, and I don't think that's a good risk to take. I mean, you need, to follow the rules, and you need to show some diversity. And this one feels like a lot of cop pictures, or,
Yeah.
but the first single is really good, especially from that event. That looks like that was not easy to shoot. That's a real nice moment. The light is beautiful.
Right.
There's a connection. And then the last image of the singles, I think, is a really top-notch.
Not that one, the one
Sports.
second
Oh,
to
yeah,
last.
sorry, not the bike. Yeah. I mean, that's great.
Yeah.
So I feel like the lows in this one aren't as low as the lows in the other one.
I think when the requirement is only to have basically 3 pictures and a story, then, and if you don't have more than 3 pictures and a story worth putting in your portfolio, then you shouldn't have as long of an edit as both of these have. I think there are about 3 pictures in this portfolio that we think are strong, and about maybe 2 or 3 in the other that we think are strong, and then the rest kind of fall off. So I think it's a really good reminder to like edit tightly and really weed out your weaker pictures, like the VR picture and the portrait at the end of this, and the duck picture and the, I don't know, it's just, it does start to fall apart on both ends for me.
Yeah, I also think that story photographers can do really well in portfolio. And if you have 2 good stories, or even like a mediocre, like tight, nice, like essay, like half story, like I think with both of these photographers, they're doing much better in that storytelling realm.
You're right.
And I would just really encourage people to just do 2 stories.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, well, if I'm outnumbered, then I'll concede and do the other one second, but I don't feel strongly about this portfolio being first, and I don't know that I can sway you guys on the other one.
Well, it sounds like you are outvoted.
Yeah,
Preston,
so I'll
are
take
you
it.
firm on this first?
Yeah, maybe flip back to the other one. I mean, I think that they're really close. Yeah, just so.
It's all good.
Yeah?
Yep.
So first and second?
Okay.
Which one's first?
As
I'm impressed to see that a student